Hello students, I am Vidya from G.K.Jain school. Now I am going to teach you lesson Organization of Tissues from class 9. So first we have to know what is tissues. The tissue is nothing but it is a group of cells they position and design to do particular functions in the organisms. And these group of cells are organized by similar kinds of cells, or it may be a different kinds of cells, but they have to group together. So that is what called as a tissues. Here there are different kinds of tissues are present in the organisms. So now we are going to see about the plant tissues and what are the tissues are present in the plant. And before that, this what are the things or organs and what are the things or tissues in the plant. See, the stem part and the root, leaf, flower. So all those things are organs of the plants. And here xylem, phloem. So these are the things are tissues. Parenchyma. So all those things are tissues of the plant. So that we will see in this video. So here this plant tissues. So already I told you the xylem, phloem, parenchyma, collenchyma. So there are several kinds of tissues. So but these plant tissues are classified into mainly two categories. One is meristematic tissues and another one is permanent tissues. So what is meristematic tissues? The plants can grow throughout their life, isn't it? But in case of animals and other kinds of organisms, they can grow up to a certain level. When they reach maturity, the growth has been stopped. Why? What is the reason behind that? Why the plants alone can grow throughout their life, whereas the other organisms has stopped their growth when they reach maturity? Because the plants have meristematic tissues. So that meristematic tissues are responsible for the growth of the plant. So this meristematic tissues are a group of cells. As I told you already, the tissues are a group of cells, but that group of cells, they divided by themselves. They are actively dividing by themselves and produce new cells. They divide by themselves and produce new cells. So that is how the growth have been taken place in the plants. So wherever the meristematic placed has been present in the plants, the growth will be enhanced due to this meristematic tissues, because they are actively dividing by themselves. They are group of immature cells. The immature cells means they will not have the specific function. They are immature. Because they are immature, no, they self don't know which specialized cell they are going to be. If the plant want God cell, they will turn as a God cell for the stomata. If the plant needs root cell, they will turn as a root cell. So it will turn as a any kind of cells in the plant. Understood? So that is why these cells are called as a immature cells, and it will keep on dividing by themselves. They also called as a young cells. They are called as a young cells, young tissues. Okay. And meristematic tissues, what are the characteristics of this meristematic tissues? So we will discuss. These meristematic tissues are round, polygonal, oval in shape. They are round, oval, polygonal in the shape, and they are very small, and they are living cells. These meristematic tissues have living cells, and they have very thin wall. The cells have very thin wall. Okay, wall is present outermost layer in the cell. So that is very small in size, and it have dense cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is present inside the cell is very dense, and large nuclei. It have very large nuclei inside the cell, and it has very small vacuoles. Okay, then it will undergo meiotic cell division. It will undergo meiotic cell. What is mean by meiotic cell division? It means it will produce during the cell division, it will produce similar kinds of cells. Genetically similar kinds of cells will produce during the cell division, and that is what called as a meiotic cell division. It will undergo, this meristematic cells undergo, tissues undergo meiotic cell division. And here do not store food material. They do not store food material because the only function of the meristematic tissues to enhance the growth. Okay, so wherever these meristematic tissues are present, there the growth will be take place. So they will not store food for any cause, and they are found wherever they can found means apex of the stem. It can found in the apex of the stem, and root, leaf, vascular cambium, and primordia, core cambium. So these are the areas where cells, these meristematic cells can found. Okay. So now we are going to talk about permanent tissues. Okay, all of you get understand about the meristematic tissues. Okay, so the only function, what is the function of this meristematic tissues means it enhances the growth. It gives rise to growth of the plant. Okay, so here, so before going to see about the permanent tissues, let us discuss about the further classification of the meristematic tissues based on the position in the plants. So based on the position, these meristematic tissues are classified into 3 categories. So that we are going to see now. So based on the position of the meristematic tissues, they can be classified into 3 categories. One is apical meristematic tissues, intercalary meristematic tissues, and lateral meristematic tissues. Okay, in the apical meristematic tissues, when these meristematic tissues are present at the tip of the plant, okay, it can be at the top, okay, in the shoot system, or it can be present at the tip of root, and it will enable the growth of the plant towards the ground when it is present at the tip of root, and when it is present at the tip of the shoot system, it enables the growth towards the sunlight. So that only function of apical meristematic tissues to increase the length of the plant. So that is what called as a apical meristematic. And the second one is intercalary meristematic tissues. It is present in between the two nodes. So if you take the sugar cane, okay, if you take this sugar cane, it is this the partition. Okay, so this is what called as a node. So node, here the space between the two nodes is called as a internodes. Internodes. So here this intercalary meristematic tissues are present in the region of permanent tissues, and it is part of the primary meristematic tissues. It is present in between the two nodes. So that is why it is called as a intercalary meristematic tissues. And that last one is lateral meristematic tissues. So if you see this growth of the plant, we can take it as a two growth. One is a primary growth and another one is a secondary growth. So the primary growth means that it will get elongate. Okay, it will increase the length. If you take the lateral meristematic tissues, as it is present parallelly in the stem of the plant. Okay, here like this it will present. Okay, it will present parallelly, and it enables the growth of the plants in a horizontal way. Then that means it will increase the breadth of the plants. The breadth, the width will get increased due to this lateral meristematic tissues. So that growth will take place laterally. That means thickness will be take place in the plants. Okay, it will get thickness. So far we have been discussed about the tissues, that is plant tissues, and the classification of tissues, meristematic and permanent tissues. So we have been discussed about the meristematic tissues and how it is functioning and what are the types of meristematic tissues. So in the next video we will discuss about the permanent tissues. So I hope this video will be very useful for you all. If you want more updates on educational videos like this, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel G.K.Jain. Thank you.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.